In December, an orphan boy named Peterson was dropped off at this hospital. He was weak and sick. A loving mother heard about the sick child, came to the hospital, and nurtured him back to health. He then returned to the government institution where he came from, and because of neglect, died 2 weeks later.
We are standing here at St. Martha's Ministry with the two of the leaders of St. Martha's. This is Eunice and Caleb, and they have devoted their lives to ministering to the widows and the orphans here in the slums of Kibera. Peterson is not an isolated case. There are 2.4 million orphans in Kenya with a child mortality rate of 7%. With very few government institutions, most orphans search for hope in the slums of Kibera. Caleb and Eunice know that the slum is no place to raise children. They began praying for a site beyond the garbage piles of Kibera and the overcrowding of Nairobi. Thanks to the fundraising efforts of Team Oasis 2012, the dream of building a children's home for St. Martha's is becoming a reality. The race to get orphan children out of Kibera has begun. Oftentimes, it is a race between life and death. We came to Kenya to hear the hearts of the leaders, to go to the houses of the widows and orphans, to hold the hands of the kids, to walk the land that has been promised to these children, to hear the hearts of St. Martha's leadership team.
And I already have 48 adopted children in Kibera. And the 48 adopted in Kibera, it is my prayer that some of them who come from hopeless situations, some of them who are facing challenges in the slums. I tell you, the challenges in Kibera slums are overwhelming. Not to mention the drugs, not to mention the prostitution, not to mention all the bad things that can happen to a child at a tender age. That's why it is my prayer that we will be able to take children from Kibera slums and give them a home in Migori. I know that Migori shelter is the perfect place to take those children and give them the kind of life that they deserve. Because I know they deserve it. They deserve that life.
The need is real and the solution is ready. This big dream of St. Martha's is becoming a reality because of the selfless efforts of Team Oasis.
Team Oasis, we are on site here in Migori, and this was the piece of land that last December we purchased. And now we are the owners of this land, and it is in many ways a promised land. You know, this, for those kids who are living in Kibera, for orphan kids who are living in the bush, you know, this land is going to be a place where they find hope. Owning land is just the beginning. In order to rescue kids, we need buildings for the kids to sleep in, and kitchens to prepare their food, and fences to keep them safe. We need to bring water and electricity to the site, and all of these come at a cost. But it's a cost worth paying, because if we don't take action now, stories like that of Peterson will be told again and again.
Since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us.
Thank you so much for taking this effort, and I'm sure it is not in vain. When you get back and you meet those marathoners as they begin to run, tell them we'll be praying on the days that they'll be running, that none of them will run and come back too tired, but after they run, they will come back saying, we did it for a noble cause. That one is our prayer. And Mama, thank you for the effort of organizing that one, and we look forward to a day when we shall not be seeing stones, but we'll be sitting in a building that will make us remember that this day was well spent. So thank you very much. God bless you. Take our greetings back to Chicago when you go back to the US. Thank you. God bless you.